Mount Apu is a large solfataric, potentially active stratovolcano on the island of Mindanao, Philippines. With an elevation of 2,954 meters above sea level, it is the highest mountain in the Philippines and is located between Davao City and Davao del Sur Province in Region XI and Cotabato Province in Region XII. The peak overlooks Davao City 45 kilometers to the northeast, Digos City 25 kilometers to the southeast, and Kidapawan City 20 kilometers to the west. The first two attempts to reach Mount Apu unregistered trademark S summit ended in failure, that of Jose Oyanguren and C+or Real. The first recorded successful expedition was led by Don Joaquin Rajal in October 10, 1880. Prior to the climb, Rajal had to secure the permission of the Bagobo chieftain, Datu Manig. It is said that the Datu demanded that human sacrifice be made to please to god Mandarangan. Fortunately, the Datu agreed to waive this demand, and the climb commenced on October 6, 1880, succeeding 5 days later. Since then, numerous expeditions followed. These and more are described in colorful narrations by Fr. Miguel Bernad, S.J. On May 9, 1936, Mount Apu was declared a national park by President Manuel L. Quezon. A note on the etymologies: Mount Apu is said to be named after a nobleman named Apong, who got killed while mediating the battle between two suitors of his daughter Saribu. Another proposed origin of the name is from the word Apu itself, which in Filipino tongues means a Euro-oe master, a Euro or a Euro-oe grandfather, a Euro. Conservation: Mount Apu Natural Park. On May 9, 1936, Mount Apu was declared a national park with Proclamation No. 59 by President Manuel L. Quezon, followed by Proclamation No. 35 of May 8, 1966, then Proclamation No. 882 of September 24, 1996. On February 3, 2004, the approval of Republic Act No. 9237 established Mount Apu as a protected area under the category of Natural Park with an area of 54,974.87 hectares. With two peripheral areas of 2,571.73 hectares and 6,506.40 hectares as buffer zones, provided for its management and for other purposes. Although declared a natural park, the current climbing trails are littered with rubbish by irresponsible climbers, opening paths for soil erosion across the already denuded mountain sides. Some mountain and social climbing groups conduct climbs after the Holy Week, Easter, the peak climbing season, to clean the affected areas. UNESCO World Heritage List: The Department of Environment and Natural Resources submitted Mount Apu on December 12, 2009 for inclusion in the UNESCO World Heritage List. The mountain is considered by DENR as the center of endemism in Mindanao. It has one of the highest land-based biological diversity in terms of flora and fauna per unit area. It has 3 distinct forest formations, from lowland tropical rainforest, to mid-mountain forests, and finally to high mountain forests. A portion of the eastern slopes are also within the scope of the UNESCO Hydrology Environment Life and Policy Network. The Davao Help Network is focused on building collaboration among watershed stakeholders. Flora and fauna: the mountain is home to over 272 bird species, 111 of which are endemic to the area. It is also home to one of the world's largest eagles, the critically endangered Philippine eagle, which is the County Euro unregistered trademark as national bird. Geothermal energy: the Mount Apu 1 and Mount Apu 2 geothermal plants, each with a rated capacity of 54.24 megawatts. Owned and operated by Energy Development Corporation, the power plants were commissioned in February 1997 and June 1999 under a build-operate-own contract scheme located in Barangay Ilomavis, Kidapawan City, North Cotabato is the Mindanao geothermal production field with a power output of 108.48 MW, currently the only power plant of its kind in Mindanao. The Philippine National Oil Company geothermal plant supplies electricity to Kidapawan and its neighboring provinces. Its completion boosted the city's economy. Indigenous peoples: 6 indigenous groups, the Manobos, Bagobo, Urbos, Artas, Unregistered trademark Iagans and Tagakalo, live in the area of Mount Apu. They consider the mountain to be sacred ground and a place of worship. A number of genealogies of Lumad leaders in south-central Mindanao trace their roots to Mount Apu. For the Lumads, the term Apu was coined from the name of their great-grandparent Apu Sandawa. Hiking activity. At 2,954 meters, Mount Apu is the highest volcano in the Philippines. This majestic peak is one of the country's most popular climbing destinations. Several trails lead to the summit, coming from North Cotabato and Davao provinces. Arguably the easiest route to the national park is through Kidapawan City, with an average hike taking €4 days round trip. In the classification system used by local popular mountaineering website PinoyMountaineer.com, the difficulty of the hike is 7 out of 9. Various sites along the trail include Lake Venado, the highest lake in the Philippines, the Solfataras and the old crater near its summit. The mountain may be climbed year-round, or one can register and join the city's summer climb or the annual October trek/climb. Gallery. See also, Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, active volcanoes in the Philippines, inactive volcanoes in the Philippines, potentially active volcanoes in the Philippines. List of geothermal power plants in the Philippines, list of protected areas of the Philippines, list of Southeast Asian mountains, ASEAN heritage parks, references. External links, Global Volcanism Program, Apu, Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, Mount Apu page, Pinoy Mountaineer, Mount Apu Kidapawan Magpit Trail, Pinoy Mountaineer, Mount Apu Kapatagan Kidapawan Traverse Trail, Mount Apu on Summit Post, UNESCO Tentative World Heritage List.